From producing and running a business, to cooking, or even acting again?
And everybody's asking, is Meghan Markle going to be in the Suits reboot?
Meghan Markle is back in the spotlight, but it looks like she hasn't had much success yet. Let's find out what Prince Harry's wife is really doing these days, and why all her ventures attract so much criticism.
We have so many exciting things on this slate.
Last November, the Duchess of Sussex attended a variety event and made it clear that she is returning to the entertainment industry.
I'm just thrilled to be back in it and to be able to sit in this room, be in such good company tonight.
Plus, Markle mentioned that she already has lots of ideas.
I can't wait until we can announce them, but I'm just really proud of what we're creating. My husband is loving it too.
Well, statements like these have left the couple's fans a bit puzzled. When Meghan quit her royal duties alongside Harry in 2020, they said they wanted a more private life away from the tabloids. Looks like it's not really turning out that way.
Meghan wanted to take her title and be a superstar in her own sphere on the international stage. This would be wholly separate from the control of the crown.
In fact, royal experts are convinced that Meghan loves attention and is willing to do almost anything for fame.
You know, they're playing to a global audience. They're not just playing to the Commonwealth or to the British public. In fact, the British public's probably the last thing on their mind.
First, back in 2021, Harry and Meghan gave a controversial interview to their favorite host, Oprah Winfrey. It made headlines everywhere and strained their ties with the royal family. There was no turning back, and they had to take decisive action. So, the couple started their own company, Archwell Productions, and signed a big deal with Netflix.
My husband has never worked in this industry before. For me, it's so amazing to be around so much creative energy. That's been really fun.
Their documentary series, Harry and Meghan, was expected to be a huge hit, but it underperformed. It only garnered 12.6 million views in the second half of 2023. In comparison, the documentary of their former friends, David and Victoria Beckham, was watched by 43.9 million people. To make things worse, Meghan and Harry's popularity dropped even more after that. Their relationship with the royal family deteriorated to the point where King Charles refused to see his younger son when he was in England. After the couple's initial attempts at streaming content, Netflix producers were reportedly dissatisfied with the output. However, their multi-million-dollar contract is still in effect.
They need to keep the family on side now. They've given away so many secrets and so many behind-the-scenes palace juicy headlines to the media that ultimately they've sort of given too much away because people want to know more.
Shifting gears, Meghan started hosting her own podcast called Archetypes. There, she chatted with celebs like Mariah Carey and Serena Williams about the stereotypes women face in today's society. It was released on Spotify and had a season of 12 episodes, but alas, it didn't get renewed. Even though journalists estimate Meghan was paid up to $25 million, it seems she couldn't quite deliver what was expected once again. Later, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess mentioned that Meghan Markle will keep creating content for the Archetypes audience, but on a different platform. However, there's a spicy twist to this as well.
Lemonada, not only did Spotify give her the boot, Lemonada Media has postponed her podcast to 2025.
So, here's the scoop. The 42-year-old Duchess apparently had to delay the premiere to focus on other projects. Specifically, she's diving into a new documentary series for Netflix, all about cooking, gardening, and lifestyle. Yep, you heard that right. Meghan's heading in that direction too. She is officially becoming the newest cooking show host, also taking on the role of executive producer. Additionally, this spring, Prince Harry's wife launched a new brand called American Riviera Orchard. Just a few months ago, Markle showcased her first product, strawberry jam. She presented 50 jars in special packaging to influencers and friends across the US.
She sent it to a whole host of celebrities, the likes of Kris Jenner, Mindy Kaling, Tracee Ellis Ross, the daughter of Diana Ross, who's now a well-known actress.
By the way, Meghan's products have a logo that looks a lot like the royal coat of arms, don't you think? What's interesting is that just a few days later, Buckingham Palace released a video promoting their own royal strawberry preserve. Quite the backlash, huh? Meanwhile, word is, Meghan and Harry changed their PR team after their previous projects flopped. But can the new members handle it? Critics have pointed out that there haven't been any updates on their official Instagram page since the jam launch. Moreover, Meghan hasn't promoted the product herself in any possible way. So how is she going to sell it?
With whatever American Riviera Orchard is, are you selling cat shampoo? Are you selling dog mats? Like, what are you selling yoga mats? Are you, cookbooks? What is it? Because she has so many patents that it's crazy.
In addition, Markle remains dedicated to women's empowerment and charity work. In March, the Duchess of Sussex participated in a panel about women in media at South by Southwest. Recently, she returned from a trip to Nigeria with her husband.
You're fine. Nice to meet you. Our son Archie is fine.
They visited wounded veterans to support the Invictus Games and attended a youth mental health summit sponsored by Archewell. Well, this short trip stirred up quite a bit of talk. For example, Meghan emphasized her roots a lot there. Back in 2022, she mentioned that a recent DNA test revealed she is 43% Nigerian.
As a Nigerian woman is brave, resilient, courageous, powerful, beautiful.
Once again, the star was suspected of insincerity.
This is the same woman who said, I never even considered my blackness until the British tabloids started to make a thing out of it. Never even, now she's like, I am Nigeria.
Many people were curious about the Duchess's appearance as well. Experts deemed Meghan's outfits revealing. Furthermore, she wore 8 different looks over 3 days, which was seen as inappropriate in one of the world's poorest countries. This topic got more attention after a speech by the wife of the Nigerian president. Oloremi Tinubu stated that it is no place for the nudity common in Hollywood.
We are not having a Met Gala, and everyone, their nakedness is just everywhere. Tell them the way it is. We don't accept nakedness in our culture.
And even though the First Lady didn't mention Markle by name, it seems like it could still be a reference to her. Well, journalists have already called the Nigeria tour Markle's ego trip, suggesting it was all about her while Prince Harry was sidelined. And this isn't uncommon. Rumor has it that Meghan didn't go to Britain with her husband for the same reason. Harry was worried that the attention would shift from the Invictus Games to his wife. Here's another example. In March, the couple attended an event honoring the Kinsey collection of African American art and history. Once again, Meghan made sure to pull the spotlight onto herself. After that, royal author Tom Quinn observed that Markle's public appearances closely resemble her behavior on the show that made her famous.
Many of us thought Meghan looked as if she was still acting in Suits, and Harry always looks really uncomfortable with public hugs.
By the way, speaking of Suits, the drama series became the most watched show in 2023 after being added to Netflix's lineup, and Markle had something to say about it.
It's hard to find a show you can binge watch that many episodes of these days, so that could have something to do with it, but good shows are everlasting.
Now there's more buzz about a Suits spin-off. The big question is, will Markle show up as Rachel Zane? Well, Patrick J. Adams, her on-screen love, is all for it.
Heard all these rumors that Meghan may come back to acting. Would you guys team up again?
You heard that rumor? I think Meghan's a fantastic actor, so we'd be lucky to have her back in the industry, sure.
Meghan herself is reportedly totally on board with the idea. There's also talk of another possibility. Maybe it'll be her Hollywood directorial debut in at least one episode of the show. Or there's one more option.
I think it would be a surprise, sort of 3 minutes at the end, where perhaps that character coming back solves whatever storyline is going on at the moment. You know,
Rachel the Savior. Rachel the Savior. We've heard that one before.
Whatever version of Meghan return in Suits, it's bound to make an impact, just like everything she does. Perhaps returning to acting will fulfill one of her aspirations?
Meghan's trying to get an invite to the Oscars. She doesn't just plan to attend, she wants to present an award, too. Being on that stage would send a huge message that she's officially back.
In fact, we're seeing a lot of Markle's different projects, but it's not entirely clear where her focus lies today. So, what is she actually prioritizing these days?
There's a feeling that Meghan doesn't have synthesis in her branding, that she skips from one thing to the other. She goes from, jams to children's charities to humanitarian projects to acting to presenting to walking the red carpet.
One thing is for sure, Now the celebrity is doing everything she can to distance herself from criticism of the palace and to improve her image. Rumor has it that Meghan and Harry might even involve their children in the future projects for this purpose.
But it's now time for them really to focus on positive things and not just keep slagging off the royal family.
Do you think Markle will succeed in any of these areas? Or has she missed her window completely? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.